A large advocate for gender equality was Millicent Fawcett. She, along with the suffragists, campaigned tirelessly for women's rights, above and beyond women's votes, and concentrated much energy into improving opportunities for women in higher education. In 1871, she co-founded Newnham College, Cambridge. Before reform began in the 1840s, education for women was seen as a process to make them better wives and mothers. The Education Act of 1918 raised the school leaving age to 14 for both boys and girls. In this short video, we're going to look at gender inequality in education and in the workforce and how we think is the best way to combat this. An estimated 31 million girls of primary school age and 32 million girls of lower secondary school age were out of school in 2013. Girls around the world are twice as likely as boys to remain completely excluded from education. In sub-Saharan Africa, South and West Asia, there is the widest gender gap in its out-of-school population. 80% of its out-of-school girls are unlikely to ever resume education, as compared to just 16% of its out-of-school boys. In the workforce, as of 2013, the median hourly pay for men exceeded women by 10%, although this gap is narrowing over time and it varies between countries. In certain occupations, women are actually paid more than men. For example, the female median pay amongst company secretaries exceeds the male median pay by 41.8%. This gender inequality gap exists for 4 reasons. Firstly, women are more likely to move in and out of the labour force for things such as career breaks to raise children that lead to loss of experience and lower marginal revenue productivity, and hence there is less demand for female labour. The second reason is that the typical age for childbearing is also the age at which a professional makes the most progress up the career ladder. It is estimated that for every year a mother is absent from the workplace, her future wages are reduced by 5%. The third reason is that older age groups of the workforce were educated at a time when women had less educational opportunities and hence have less or lower qualifications. Finally, a high concentration of female labour is in certain occupations where lower wages are paid. For example, nursing may have high non-pecuniary awards such as the satisfaction of helping people. So how do we think you could combat this equality gap? Well, one way you could do this is by introducing mandatory paternity pay. This would mean the risk of an employee taking time off work to have a child is equal for both sexes and therefore removing one of the sources of the gender pay gap. There are then, however, questions about how necessary this is and whether it is efficient for both parents to take time off. Another method would be to improve education in developing countries, potentially through aid and stopping the oppression of young women. This would allow them to develop themselves further and have similar opportunities to males. This cultural change is likely to take a long time and is more of a long-term solution. Thank you for listening.